YouTube actually. No problem. So, Coyote, you were asking something actually.
Yeah, I just asked what Mr. Leaks asked just now if you'll be recording the class.
Yes, absolutely, and I'll share it on YouTube actually. Let's give other people some minutes. If they won't join, we shall continue. No problem.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Let's give them around 3 minutes more, and I shall start. And seems that nobody's joining, so we shall start. I would like to start with introduction so that we all can know each other. That would be better to know to whom we are talking to. I would start by myself. Actually, my real name's Elk Mafore, and I've been I've been in this market. I started trading around 2015, almost 10 years right now. But along the way, I faced a lot of misinformation about trading. And by the end of 2021, that is where I had discovered the smart money concepts. But it had this a lot of jargons to which I didn't like it. And I ended up finding someone called Ajo. So Ajo simplified the way we approach the market and how the way we look. But still, he does a lot of things, and I guess he's a person. Also, he grows, right? So he keeps adding those informations. But on my end, I found some stuff which are useful from him, especially the MMC, that is money making concepts, to which that's what I started utilizing, and I chose that as my poison, and that gave me confidently, and I found consistency, but not yet successful as you see people have some lambos and so forth. So that's on my end. And next.
Yeah, okay. My name is Felix, and as you said, you started 2015. But mine go way back, like I said, 2007. But of course, as what you just said, we meant this, but we were doing the wrong thing because there was really no structure to what we were trying to do. We just found
Yes,
stuff on the internet, and
correct.
we spend more time on the baby pips trying to understand some of the basic to understand. We did all of that, but somehow, obviously, I was in and out, and until let's say about that same 2021 or 2022, I heard about SMC from somebody. Incidentally, I was in the same group with Coyote, with the person. So I heard of SMC, and like, what is all of this? And then a lady actually, she tried to introduce me, but it was all too difficult. It was very different because it was like
Yes,
I was committing a crime because I was using a lot of indicators. So for
Wow.
her, that was like a crime. So anyway, that was how, and been trying to get into so many things, paid money for so many things. Obviously, they never worked. And and I'm like I said to you, I'm now semi-retired. But I found myself. This was a way where I think I believed in it, even though I didn't know it, that it could provide something. And
Yes.
here I am. And was how we found. First, we found somebody by the name Sniper. From
Okay.
there, I met a girl who is from South Africa, and she introduced me to Sapicos. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then from Sapicos, while I was there, somebody also introduced me to Ajo to say that look,
Yeah.
Picos learned from Ajo. So why am I still
Correct.
with Picos? But Picos made it a little bit simpler, even though it was still not clear. And then 3 days ago or 4 days ago, I was just going through, and then I found your post, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, if this person is doing this, then he must have some good understanding of this fair value area. So that was how I got to you, and here we are. 2 days later, this is where we are.
Correct. That's a long journey, though. That's great. Perfect.
Yeah.
And Coyote,
Yeah, my network is not actually doing well. My name is Akayo De Adebulu. Actually, been trading since 2010. Became profitable about 2015. Different concept, different ideas. Just like Mr. Felix said,
yes.
we've seen a lot of things in the market, and Ajo, Sniper, and all that. And you responded to a question somewhere, and actually fascinated my interest in learning from you. And here we are today. Thank you.
Yeah, that's crazy. Thank you. I would say thank you for you guys having a trust in me because I'm just a person, and trusting somebody isn't as easy as it is seen. So that's great. That's a wholesome introduction. What I have prepared actually is not much, but it's of high quality. The first, the first thing is the Discord, right? Let me just share my screens. Let me just share my screen so that we can all be on the same page. I hope you all can see my screen, correct?
Yes, we can see your screen.
That's great. So this is a newly created Discord server. So I get a lot of DMs asking how I do this explanation and so forth, and how I come up about with those explanations, right? So just recently I decided to create the Discord server. So the aim of this Discord server is actually not to just take it as a school where you go, you learn, but also you earn or lose in the process, right? It's just as other Discord servers to which other people share their setups, just share their wins, actually, stuff like that. And there is much into those free Discord servers, right? So this isn't like those ones. This is just like we learn, we share setups, we take those entries, we lose together, we win together, and that's it. And plus also have fun because this is life, and everything is just can't move without having fun. So we all see that we have some rules. I guess you all have read those rules, right?
Yeah.
I like it. That's great. The most ones are these: no fake trades or scams. The second one is when you post your, or you just tell the community that we need to buy, just have an explanation why, because this is not a financial
Sorry,
advice. Yes,
face.
yes. Coyote, are you talking?
See your face. I'm not seeing your screen.
Ah, you mean my
The screen,
face?
the screen is there. Hello,
Hello, Coyote.
Coyote.
Yeah, I can't see. I've just seen his face. His what do you call it? I can't see his screen. Why are you sharing?
It's just showing us the Discord server. I can see it. I don't know why you can see it. It's on the Discord server. It's just going through some of the things on the Discord server. I can see it.
Oh, I can't see it. I can't see
Oh,
it. Eh?
look, are you using a phone or a PC?
I'm using my PC connected
Okay,
to my screen.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm seeing it.
just try and check.
Oh, this is interesting. Anyway, write down recording after, but I'm not seeing the screen.
Mm,
The screen is showing. I can see because it's now showing us the rules of the server. I can see that.
That's
okay,
what I'm saying.
Coyote.
Write down. You guys should write down. Write down. Write down. Maybe it could be network here.
So let's do this. Let's do
Are
this.
you seeing? What are you seeing now? Are not seeing anything?
I'm just seeing his face. I'm just seeing his background red picture and his.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
And
But I can see the screen because right now he's on our Discord server location, and here I can see that 4x Mafole is presenting.
So I guess
yeah,
let's
he's
help.
presenting. But
Yeah, yeah, sure, no
have
problem. No problem, Coyote.
are
Let's
you
help.
sharing the Discord? Is the Discord on? Or you're talking about the Discord?
No, he's sharing a screen, and on that screen he has
Now,
no.
now I can see. Now I can see it.
Uh-huh.
Perfect. No problem. No problem. So we are good, right? I should continue.
Yes.
Great. So, as I said, the trading rules is no fake trades or scams. That's great. So, post daily trades with proof. Charts, we need charts, entries, and so forth. Because the goal of this all is to learn and earn. That's it. Learn, earn, or losing. It's okay. And also explain your analysis. Just don't tell people to buy, right? Just show some reasoning into it. Because when you show that, when you explain your analysis, someone might take that entry, but I'm not. We are not doing the financial advice. It's not an advice. Is do your own research. If you're willing to take a trade, don't blame us, right? So that keeps us on a safe side. And the other ones are general conduct plus also the enforcement. But we have the discussion section. I guess you guys are familiar with Discord. These are the same. So trading flows, you choose where, if it's a Forex, you post it on Forex just to keep things in hierarchical order. But the other thing is this section, which it says at your own risk. I guess on your end, you just see Fox playbook and also you see the base knowledge, right? Everything, let me just keep this in bold words. Everything I'll be sharing, it won't be out of this information right here. Starting from the word of favorable gaps, I hope you guys downloaded this and had a look onto them. And we have the best FEGs, we have candle science, we have two candle rejections. Everything I do depends on these five, actually. These are five items. But also, less is more. This playlist is enough to get you started. It's called Money Making Concepts. It has around 12 videos. It explains everything. Just take your time, and after understanding that, this Discord server, everything we do, it will be easier to you. So I guess the materials are right here. But also, apart from that, I have my own playbook. So if you want to watch the video, how I go through on it, it's called Fox Trading Playbook, where I just show my minimalist trading playbook. Here's a video. You can click that. Also, you can download that playbook. How does it look like? Let me just share that. Here it's how it looks like, right? So in anything I do about trading, everything is coming off of this playbook. We have candle. We have bias, we have narrative, we have context, we have entry, we have risk to reward. These are six items to which I consider, right? So in candle, we have two candle types. We have respect candle and we have disrespect candle. But also in bias, it's just direction and target. But also in narrative is how can we reach the target? So we have a bias, that's bearish, right? So how can we reach our target, right? So context is areas to which we look for our entries. And also we have our entry. Our entry type is a sharp turn. So if you look closely, okay, let me just do this. I hope you can see Bozo. So if you look
Yes.
closely, our entry is a sharp turn. What does it mean? It means that sharp turn is a fair value gap into a narrative and fair value gap out of narrative. Then we take our entry. And also risk to reward, we are not here to make a lot of money, but we are here to be consistent and preserve our capital, right? So risk to reward is just 1 to 2, and that's it. And especially it will be nice, which that means it will be nice if the risk to reward is within the context area. I hope you guys know bars. I hope you guys know context. I even hope you guys know narrative, entry, and risk to reward. Is there anybody need more explanation on that?
Yeah. Well, I think for me, yes, I understand what how you have decided. Like you said to me, less is more. You don't want to complicate it. You want to simplify it.
Yes.
And from what I've seen so far, it's exactly what it is. Now, the bias and the
Yes.
candle, yeah, of course, we know. I know what the respect and the disrespect candle is with regards to a PDRA. At least
Yep.
that I have some idea, which is clear. And then for the bias,
Yes.
I'm sure that bias is in relation to order flow. Your
Correct.
bias will come from your order flow. And then the narrative, like you said, is where you want to take your trade from. What is the region where you want to start? And then the context means from where you want to start and going to the target where you think your initial start and take profit is that will be your context area. And then of
Correct.
course the last bit, which is your entry, as clear as it can be. You have said that it is a fair value gap into what I want to call the PDRA
Yes.
or the area of interest, and a fair value gap out of the area of interest. Of course,
Correct.
I know that this is just the summary, and I'm sure Kayode, I'm sure whatever you have said so far is going to resonate with Kayode, but I would want him to speak for himself. So far, so good.
Okay, great.
Kayode,
So,
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just right on. I'm good.
okay, great. So you understand all these, I guess.
yes, we do.
That's nice. That's nice. So this is the basic. Actually, this is the my playbook. This is everything I do upon. It depends on this, but also the other thing is about the time frames, right? So if you look closely, let me just see. Let me just do that on my notes section. If you look closely, I utilize Forex Factory calendar if I'm using higher time frame. Higher time frame starts from 1 hour and up, right? But also, if I want to be a scrap out day trader, I utilize sessions, right? And that starts from lower time frames. That means 15 minutes and down, right? So for currently, as I do on Forex, I just do the higher time frame, meaning that I depend on Forex Factory calendar. But for lower time frames, I do it on futures market, right? So why do I do Forex higher time frame and futures? One thing, futures doesn't have those spreads. Futures gives you less manipulated markets, price movement, and that's what I like about futures. That's it. And any questions regarding to that?
Sure, Kayode does features using CFD, so he will be the one to really make ask questions because I'm sure. you will have some question about that. So Kayode, over to you.
Yeah, great.
Kayode,
Yeah, I do CFDs for indices anyway, and though I've not really practiced with this strategy on it actually much as that. I've been doing much of it on FX.
Oh, okay. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. No problem. That's great also. And I guess I will learn a lot from you guys though. Plus, also, if you download this PDF Factory, you get to see a lot of information, but that's less of information though. And that's it about the playbook, right? So the next thing is let's get into the forecast, right? That's the thing here. Okay, that's my trading view. So whenever I start my weekend and I want to do the weekly forecast, I start off of Forex Factory, as I said. I try higher time frames. If I'm utilizing higher time frames, I'll be using Forex Factory to do my as a starting point of my analysis. So basically, if you are into Agile, you understand that there are two trading plans. First is a filtering process trader trading plan. The other is a order flow trading plan, right? So order flow is much of the lower time frames, much of daily, looking onto daily, and filtering process is much of higher time frames. Filtering process muchly is onto a lot, looking onto a lot of pairs and filtering the most highest probability pairs to trade within that week's range, right? But for order flow, you just take one to two pairs and you just trade off of that, and that's it. Any question regarding to that?
that is new to me though, because I've just I think I came into Ajo in the last 2 weeks,
Yes.
thereabout, proper. Before now, I've just sat on Sapicos and not really, grow out. But it was when I started hearing that, look, Sapico learned from Ajo. So I
Yep.
wanted to look into Ajo. But of course, it cost a lot of money to get to Ajo. Even though you maintain that you everything on the YouTube is enough. But I was thinking probably because at the end of the day, I wanted somebody I can reach, ask questions as I'm asking you now,
Yep.
where the person can answer my question. But with Ajo, even if I send a message to him, if I'm not in the master class, I'm not sure he will respond. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
so that was why in my mind I was thinking, okay, try and see if we can get to Ajo, spend some money to see. But of course, the money is not there. And then we found you, and that was why, when I sent you the message,
Correct.
I told you that please, I really need to have this chat with you. And even though, of course, I understand, like you also showed to me that too many people, you get messages from them, but here we are, you have scheduled a section. Now, I don't know why they are not here, so I can't really speak for them. I'm not here to condemn them, but I'm just saying that I'm here. I need this. I told you how much I needed it. At least somebody who I can. I'm talking to you now. I won't get this with Agile. The best
Yep.
is a recorded, whatever. And so this is invaluable. Believe me, and I'm sure you know that as well.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Kayode, any question regarding that?
Really don't understand this strategy. I said
Okay.
the flow or whatever. I don't really have idea, but I think I have an idea, but I don't really know how to apply.
Okay. That's great. That's great. If I can, if you give me a bit of overview, which what strategy you're using and what stuffs you are comfortable with, I can align with what I'm explaining. Actually,
No, right on with this.
Yeah, no, just go ahead, Eric, because
yes.
at the end of the day, we are not here to change what you do. Even though we want to learn, we think whatever you are doing, let us know first.
Ah,
Let's
okay.
just, yes, let us know what you are doing first. And then
Okay.
just like Ajo. Ajo presented something. Like you said now, you said Ajo has two methods. One for the forest, he will use higher time frame, and then he uses forest factory for his filtering. But for the lower time frame, which is usually for features, it uses order flow. Those, at
Yep.
least I heard you say that.
Yeah, correct.
So yeah, so for me, they are two interesting things. So let's go ahead. You won't stick to it if it wasn't working. You won't be using it if you have one for you to stick to it. You know it. Two, if it wasn't working, you will stick to it. So as long as it is working for you and you are sticking to it,
Yep.
I'm here to come and see how you make it work. That
Uh,
is the way my approach to this. I want to see how it works. I heard
okay.
how you say it, but I didn't. Obviously, like I said, I can't ask. I'm asking you now. You are presenting it. I can't see how Joe like this. So
No
as long
problem.
as you know it and you know that it works for you,
Yep.
I'm here to learn.
That's crazy. That's great. So you guys wanna learn my poison? Okay, that's crazy. I like that. Okay, I guess let me just go into the process how I do it weekly, meaning that every Sunday before the market opens and so forth. So let's get started actually. And any questions along the way you might ask. And regarding the strategy, I guess you can check out on to Playbook and ask questions within the Discord server. So first and foremost, I start on with the Forex Factory. I go into Forex Factory. This is how I do actually, guys. I split my screen and open my watch list. I have different watch lists actually, so I will open my Forex watch list right there, and I'll just the first thing is if you look onto my Forex Factory, I have only red folder news, orange folder news, and also bank holidays. So bank holidays are used to show me this. Today you don't need to look onto this pair. And orange for the news just shows me that hey, we have medium high impact news. We just have medium impact news like here. I'll be okay. That's great. I can take my entry and market will move. And second is the red. Third is red for the news. Red for the news means that the volatility coming within that day is a lot. So if your playbook shows you we are bearish and we have a lot of volatility, just mind you, we might hit your TP very fast, and also we might hit your SL very fast. And I like volatility. Why? Because the market moves fast. I know that I will be out of the market by the end of the day. So if we don't have volatility, then it's a consolidation. That simply means price will consolidate and you might be paying for a lot of swaps actually, a lot of swaps. That's it. And I don't want that, though it is there. So yeah, this is how I start out. First I look onto the currency right here. So I start, okay, Tuesday we have GBP, we have news. Then I'll look onto all pairs having GBP. I'll mark them with unbiased. This is called, you can check here, unbiased. So all GBP pairs, okay, check those GBP pairs. And this is called filtering process trading plan. Check all those GBPs like here and any other, none. Great. So we look, okay, we have GBP pair, we have GBP currency, we have GBP currency, we have GBP currency, and that's it. We have we have 1-2 days having the same currency, or we have those news within that week. And that's highest probability to me, because that means the market will move and will move aggressively. And I like that, especially on higher time frame. The other thing is euro. We have euro, which is orange folder. That's great. That's great. Also, we just have euro once, and that is will be on Tuesday. I mark that also. Euro or euro pairs right here. And any euro, I guess not. That's it. The other thing I look onto USD, always USD is there. So these are the majors, right? You need to mark all USD pairs right here, which is great. Apart from that, we have Audi News. Audi News. So Audi News, it will be on Wednesday, and I will mark that also. Look onto Audi JPY. We look onto news, we have Audi Card, Audi Chef, and Audi New Zealand. That's great. And if you look closely, we have also Audi on Thursday, and I guess New Zealand also. We have New Zealand. You just need to mark the New Zealand. and we have CHF. So this is CHF right here. Okay, that's nice. So if you look closely this week, we don't have Canadian news, high impact news, and you can tell that all Canadian pairs have not been marked. That's one pair. That's one currency. The other currency is you don't see there is JPY. Like that means JPY, it might move, but there is no high impact news to make that market move aggressively. So you can check that all JPY are out, right? And that's it. We have filtered that, and the three pairs are out. Thereafter, I go on to DXY. I start with DXY. Why? Because dollar is the primary reserve currency in the world. So looking onto dollar's direction gives you or simplifies you to simplifies you to understand the other pairs where are heading. So if DXY is rising, that means gold is going down. Why? Because dollar index is rising. That means dollar is strong. That means gold is not strong, is weak, and so forth. So I start with DXY. The other thing is about DXY is negatively correlated to euro. So that means euro USD will fall when DXY is rising, right? And also euro USD is positively correlated to GBP USD, Audi USD, and New Zealand USD. So when DXY is rising, euro USD, GBP USD, Audi, and New Zealand are falling. And also when DXY is rising, USD shelf is rising. Why? These pairs are positively correlated. That means DXY is rising, USD shelf is also rising, USD JPY rising, USD card is rising. That's great. Any question regarding to those stuff? Because this is the basic knowledge, and if you have this basic knowledge, it helps you to filter a lot of pairs and get into high probability pairs.
Yeah, it's all clear to me.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And Coyote, this is not
Yeah,
about the strategy actually, so we haven't reached the strategy yet. Okay, that's great. I like it. Oh, just a minute. So let's do our analysis on DXY. I will clean up the charts, and I always start on 2 monthly. So there's something called time alignment, and time alignment is something which is very crucial. I shall share that with an example at the end. So if we look closely, uh, before I continue, Bozo and Coyote, do you know something called candle science?
I know.
I've heard of it, but
You have, yes.
there might be some spin that you may have to. I heard of scandal science, but I've not really gone into it. I've heard of it, as in you will hear of fair value gap, just the same
Okay.
way.
Okay, great. And Coyote?
Not much.
Okay, that's great. So let me just show you what candle science does. I guess I'll take my prayer book. Just a minute. I'll open that. So in candle science, simply just candle, we have two types of candles, right? We have a respect candle and disrespect candle. How does respect candle look like? So in the market, we know the price does two things: rise or fall. That's it. And consolidation is there, but it's okay. But we look onto that in terms of candle science, bearish and bullish. Okay. So what does a respect candle looks like? Respect candle is any candle having a long wick and a small body. That's a respect candle. And a disrespect candle is just a candle having a large body, small wicks, or even no wicks at all. So this is a respect candle, but it's a bearish respect candle. And this is a respect candle, but it's either bullish or bearish, as long as it has long wicks and a small body. that's a disrespect candle, and this is a disrespect candle. Large body, small wicks, but it's a bullish one. And this is a disrespect candle. My bad. This is a disrespect candle, and this is a respect candle, having small, just long wicks and almost small body. That's it. There are variation to it, but as long as it has a long wick, that's a respect candle. That means we are respecting something, and that something is a PDR array, premium discount arrays. And in Agile, he utilizes swing highs and lows. He utilizes fair value areas, but also previous candles high or lows. That's it. So any question regarding to respect and disrespect candles, that's candle science right there.
No.
No.
Okay, great. That's perfect. I like it. Let me just put my trading plan aside. And by that explanation is, let me just go through an example. Let me just use a Libre tool for a quick. Just select a random bar. Okay, that's crazy. So this is a disrespect candle. That means we are disrespecting something, or we are disrespecting a PDLA. What are we disrespecting? We are disrespecting this fair value gap. So knowing that we are disrespecting something, that means we are showing continuation. If we are respecting something, we are showing reversals. So this is a disrespect candle. We are disrespecting this gap. I tend to not call these fair value gaps. Just I tend to call them just gaps, simplifying these gaps. So we are disrespecting this gap. So if we are disrespecting this gap, what's our next PDLA? Actually, what's our next target? Our next target is this previous candle's high, like here. So if I use a Libre tool, let's check where we are heading. Come on. Okay, let's just spread that within 7 bars to see where we're heading. Okay, stop like that. So this is a disrespect candle, and this was our point of interest, right? This is our target. But the other thing is knowing that the market won't be playing the way you want. So just note that we are here to earn, also to win. But also, if we go down time frames, there are other scenarios like fair value areas to which we'll need to look on to before we just need to target that highlight there. This is a disrespect candle, and this actually also is a disrespect candle. So we were to continue high, but what happened? We created another bearish disrespect candle. That means we are to continue low. So the market is playing something called ping pong effect. I guess you guys know ping pong. It's like a tennis game, right? So this just changes our direction also. That's what we call candle science. And if you look closely, this one is a respect candle, means that we are respecting something. So if we look closely, what are we respecting actually? We are respecting this previous candle's high close right there. So this is a respect candle. That shows that we are reversing. So you can tell. But also this is a disrespect candle. It's a respect candle. That means we are respecting something. That shows that we are reversing. Is there a question about this respect and disrespect in terms of chart?
No.
Bozo?
No.
Great. So that's great. But also, if you look closely, we have this candle right here. This is a respect candle. Means that we are respecting something like here. We are showing reversal. And so did we reverse, right? That's great. And that's candle science. And let's go to our currently time frame to see where DXY is heading. So if we look closely, this disrespect candle shows continuation. That means we disrespected previous candle's low. That means the anticipation of the next candle is to disrespect the current candle's low, just from this example right here. And what did we do? We disrespected that. But also the goal is if we disrespected this previous candle, the anticipation of next candle is to disrespect that law. So if we disrespected that, and and our current direction is bearish, that means will be our target. And if you look closely, respect and disrespect, if you look closely, respect and disrespect tend to respect something and disrespect something. And these are called PDLAs. I just mentioned them, right? If you look closely currently on DXY, and we are around 19 days, this is the just start of the month, the price isn't moving much. Why the price isn't moving much? That's the question, right? You need to look onto previous data. If you look closely onto previous data, we have this gap like here. If you look closely, there is a gap like here. And this gap tend to be respected. What does that mean? That means that this candle didn't close, didn't go through, or didn't respect. It just wick, created that wick and went back. This shows something called reversal. Like this week shows reversal. And currently, if we were to continue low, is the current month should go below this previous month is low, just to disrespect that. And also it will be disrespecting this gap right there. So currently, we can't tell where the market is heading. If we don't know where the market is heading in DXY, that means there is something moving in gold. Just keep that in your mind, guys. If DXY tend not to move or shows some consolidation, means that people are taking money from dollar and take it into safe haven, that's gold. So this shows you that, okay, those pairs relating to dollar, you need to be cautious looking for the entries this week, right? If we go down time frame, if we go on to weekly, you can tell. If we were to continue low, we would have continued low off of this gap like here, which is it's an easy thought, right? Here, we should have just tapped that gap and continue low. But what happened? We tapped once, we didn't continue low. We tapped twice, we didn't continue low. If we were to continue low off of two candle rejection, it would be off sweeping this candle's high, and we would have continued low. But price isn't doing that. That means we are consolidating. The next thing is a breakout. If we break off the consolidation, there is where we look for our bias actually. But currently, I would say we are bullish or bearish. Technically, that means we are 50-50. And on monthly long term, on monthly long term, we are bearish. But currently, we are 50-50. There are two things when you are into 50-50 condition. First is a breakout low to continue the movement. That would be great for us. Second is the breakout high to reverse. Also, that's nice to us. But currently, we are 50-50, and the arguments are highly on bearish, but we tend to create a 50-50 condition. There is not any argument currently. So any question regarding to that DXY analysis?
No, it's clear.
Okay, Coyote, anything you don't understand?
Please, can you go back to your weekly time frame?
Okay, great. Weekly time frame right here. Yes.
Now, when you said if you break higher, from which level are you expecting the break to go higher here?
So if I want to see price going higher, right?
Yeah.
Is I want the next this current week to see price going disrespect this, meaning that seeing a large body candle closing above this. So this shows me the clear movement that we had disrespected this gap, and the next week is high probability to continue high. Something like this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Currently, we can't look onto the market. This is I get to see others just because they just see this favor gap. and see one candle just get tap that fair value gap, they wait for something called two candle rejection. And when that candle just rejects off of that, they take an entry, right? But you never know. Higher time frame shows you we are into consolidation. That means we are disrespecting PDLAs, right? So we need a clear movement for us to get involved. The goal is not to anticipate what the we call those smart money moves. The goal is to move with those smart money moves. So if we were to anticipate to continue high, that means we would start from this week, from the next week actually, this week actually to continue high, right? But that's a low probability. Why? We might sweep liquidity. So we call liquidity, creating that respect candle to continue low. That will be okay. But we might also continue high, meaning that if you were to look onto bearish entries, you would have been stopped out several times within the week, and you would say, "Oh, this week wasn't even high probability. I've lost a lot." You have lost a lot because you forced the trades, right? But we need to move with the market, and that's how we tend to wait and see if next this week will disrespect this previous week's high, and we will be involved on next week to continue high, and this will be the highest probability week for us to look for longs. I hope I'm clear about that, and Bozo, I hope you got something from there.
Yes, thank you, Kade, for asking the question.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
So we shall keep these lines right there, just in case. But there is where I will stop looking for anything in DXY, since this will be onto the section of unbiased, meaning that we are 50-50. So going on to USD pairs, I'll be cautious. Let's say this week, instead of risking 1%, I'll be risking 0.5, mostly minimum 0.25. The goal is to preserve capital, and that's what we are doing right here. So let's go on to Euro USD. So as we said, if dollar is bearish, then Euro USD is bullish. And we shall start on to weekly. Let me just clear those onto weekly right there. Beautiful. So if you look closely onto weekly, we are having the same move. We are having the same move as DXY, but in inverse form. We are bearish on DXY, and we were onto consolidation. Now on Euro USD, we are bullish, but we are onto consolidation. See? So we shall wait for that. Since going onto weekly, if you look onto weekly, we were tagged off of this fair value gap right here. This is the tricky part. This fair value gap got tagged last week, right? But on DXY, let me just open a half of it and put it on weekly. So if you look, we had a DXY got tagged once, the FEG got tagged once, and second time, right? And on Euro USD, this got tagged once. So if you were not looking onto the DXY, probably you would have said this is the highest probability trade. Then you would have been taking this as a narrative and taking this area around right here as your context, and this is your target, and take your entries right there. But just know, DXY, though it shows dollar's strength, right? So if dollar's strength is in consolidation, and Euro USD shows you that we are bullish, you never know what will happen. And you can tell from our Forex Factory, we have a lot of news coming in this week about the USD. Maybe it might rise. If the dollar strengthens and rises, then Euro USD falls, right? You just need to see something like this. If this get tagged, and same right here, this candle would have been tagged, that will be high probability correlation. High probability correlation. But currently, you must be cautious looking for longs on this week in Euro USD, right? Any question about that?
No, everything is looking hunky dory.
Okay,
No.
Coyote. Great. So if you were to look onto your entries this week, mostly just be cautious and risk as low as possible, but also know that this week is a little bit of low probability unless we have more confirmation. So if there's no need for me to go down time frame, I will mark this. I'll mark this. Okay, I'll mark Euro USD as bullish, as long. I'll put it like there, but low probability. Get me? I'm not ignoring that, but I'm taking it into consideration, but still in a low probability scenario. And let's go just. So this is a weekly gap, and a weekly gap, we have our narrative, and this will be our target. Context target is called, and within this area, here is where we will be looking for our entries. Just entries will be looking for around this area. This is called context area. So let's see how the market will happen and how news will impact the movement of this. Great. So still mark that as a long, but low probability. Let's go to GBP USD. As I said, GBP USD equal to is positively correlated to Euro USD. So this also is long. We are looking for longs on GBP USD. Here's the tricky part. In GBP USD, we can tell that we can't look for anything currently because price has already delivered on that swing highlight there. And this swing highlight there, we have this disrespect candle. But for this disrespect candle to work, we need this candle to close above the PDLA. That means we need something close to this. If this is a candle, we need it to close above, something close to that. Then there is where we are looking for longs. But currently we are in 50-50, meaning that we might reverse. Why? Because we have tapped the PDLA, continue low. Else we might continue high. But for us to get involved on GBP USD, we need this previous candle's high or previous month's high to get disrespected by our current month. What do I mean by saying so? Currently, we won't be waiting for the whole month, just to see how this month will end up. We will wait for that, or we will add our alert. Let me add it like there. We'll add our alert like there. If this price reached out onto that target, we will go down time frame to look something called to look for our context area. What do I mean actually? It on down time frame, something will be created like this. Okay, like this. Let's say this is our monthly candle, and this one is our current month. That's our previous month candles high. This is our current month, just in respect to what I want to demonstrate around this area, right? So we need to see down time frame that this area got disrespected by a candle, something like this, creating something called fair value area. So if we create something close to this down time frame, especially when current month goes above its previous month, something like that, we want to see something close to this. If we go down time frame, we see fair value area. So we tend to see fair value area off of these PDLAs, especially swing highs and swing lows. That is where we anticipate that we are continuing high. If we are continuing high, where are we continuing off of? We are continuing off of a fair value area. A nested fair value area is when you have a fair value gap, but also having a fair value area overlapping. This is the highest probability entry to take along these highs or lows. Am I clear about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. If you guys don't understand, just ask me. Okay, I don't understand that, right?
This is what brought me here.
Yeah, that's
This
crazy.
is what you just said now, because this really was what I saw that I said this person knows what he's talking about, because we were actually trying to get to the bottom of Fair Value area,
Yes.
somebody that can really just share and show, not just share but show. And
Yep.
that is why I said this is what brought us here. And
Great, great.
now you are giving an example which is very, very interesting and very good, brilliant to know. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Much
don't mention.
appreciated.
It's my pressure. It's my it's my pressure. So here's the tricky part. Here, this is the very, very tricky part which catches a lot of traders actually, especially on these swing highs. So price tend to do this. Let's say we have that swing high like that, and this price just goes onto that swing high. Remember, when price goes onto a PDLA, it goes very aggressively, right? So if it goes that aggressively, like there, if you go down time frame, you will find fair value gaps. You find fair value gaps along those areas, and you might say, okay, I'm bullish. I will take an entry off of this fair value gap. But there are two things. Remember, us as traders, we are trading something called sharp turn. A sharp turn is an entry, right? How does that sharp turn look? A sharp turn is just a gap into a PDLA and a gap out of a PDLA. But people tend only to focus on fair value gaps for sharp turns. But also, these sharp turns happen on swing points, because swing points is just also a PDLA. Here's an example. We have this fair value gap into a PDLA and fair value gap out of a PDLA right here. What is our PDLA actually? I will show you. Our PDLA is this swing low right here. This swing low got respected off of this, and this just created our PDLA. So a PDLA is just in higher time frame is just a wick. When you see a wick, if you go down time frame, you find fair value gap in and fair value gap out, something close to this. And that is what is shown like here. What are we respecting is we're respecting that. But if you look closely, we are mostly highly respecting these equal lows like here. But as for us, we tend only to focus on swing lows, on swing points actually. So we are respecting these swing points. Else, if this week would have been long to respect this swing low, would say the respect is off of this swing low like here, and that's great. Remember, these PDLAs, the fair value gaps and swing points, fair value gaps and swing points tend to create or to be respected or disrespected. So when you look for a fair value gap and take an entry, you just need to go up time frame and see, have we reached any swing points or any PDLA? That's a question to ask yourself. Because last month or last week, someone had lost their money off of that trading. So I guess the best way is if I can share with you guys. Are you willing to see that?
Very, very willing to
Uh,
see it.
Yeah, that's is learning from seeing. Okay, let me just show you. So if you look closely here, if you look closely, if you don't take its swing highs and swing lows into consideration, you look okay. You say, "Oh man, I see a fair value gap here. So what should happen? Okay, I will see that I'm bearish because I'm targeting this fair value area. I'm bullish actually because we have a bullish fair value gap. This is called a bag actually. A bag is a breakaway gap, not a fair value gap. So when we leave a bag, we anticipate that then if you go down time frame, you see fair value areas going higher. So we take entries off of those fair value areas. So this is a monthly time frame, right? We are bullish and we can tell that we are bullish or continuing high. This person had no candle signs theory in mind. So if you go on to next, you can tell this is a weekly chart, right? Here's a fair value gap, which is great. We have monthly fair value gap, we have weekly fair value gap. So this market is tend to create fair value gap as long as we go down time frame. This is the highest probability movement. And then what you do, you wait for the weekly fair value gap to get tagged, and you do your entry, an ST, that's a sharp turn. So if you look, this is a daily time frame. If you go on to 4 hour time frame, because if you have a fair value gap on weekly, your entry should be on 4 hour time frame, right? So the guy just so this gap got tagged. It's like here we have a sharp turn. What does a sharp turn mean? A sharp turn is a gap onto a narrative, or a fair value gap, or a PDLA, and a gap out of a narrative. And he took his entry. Watch, the entry is perfect, right? But everything started to fall apart once he didn't take candle signs into consideration. Price just went, and he got stopped out. And he was like, how come I got stopped out? And he just texted me like, how comes I got stopped out, brother? And I just showed him, you got stopped out because I had to teach him the candle science theory. So we have respect candle. I showed him how respect candle looks like. We respected the swing high. So if we respected that, the anticipation of next candle is this previous candle's low as a target. So the next month we're bearish. That's it. That's an easy way of understanding candle science. That's a respect candle. And if you look, I use a replay tool, you can tell that price just delivered to the target. Easy peasy. And we had other thing, that is this respect candle, like here. You can tell, large body, small wicks. This is a disrespect candle, but we need to wait. So if you wait, you see that this side gets violated and we continue high onto that target. So you won't get involved unless that high gets violated. So if you look closely, what happened? Disrespect candle, that high got violated. You go down time frame, you get involved around this area, and that's it. Disrespect and respect candle, higher time frame, easy peasy, nothing more, nothing less. So let's get back onto his analysis. So we started with higher time frame. This is how he had seen, but to me, this is how I had seen the market. We had respected those equal highs right there. We had respected that, so the anticipation is on the next month. The target is its previous month is low, and that's our target. And if I guess that's what had led him to lose. And if you look closely, that's euro out. Currently, let's look onto a chart. Euro out, where are you? Euro out is right here. And you can tell, to me, this is a 50-50 scenario, because we might continue high. But here, the thing you need to keep, as I had explained, not only fair value gaps create sharp turns, also swing points or respect and disrespect candles create those. If you look closely, what's a sharp turn? A sharp turn is a fair value gap into a PDLA. Here's a fair value gap and a fair value gap out of PDLA. So this is a sharp turn. This is other person's entry. Our entry is off of this PDLA. This is called internal liquidity, fair value gap. Also, the other part, people take also sharp turn off of these swing points. These are called reversal entries. And what we always take are continuation entries. Continuation entries are much safer than reversal entries. To me, I would stay away onto this unless this gets respected and creates another, just got this, let's say the next week goes up onto this gap and continues low and breaks this low. So the next, this week, I want to see that. The next week, I'll be involved if we disrespected this low. Then this will be my actual target. So currently, I would say I'm 50-50. And the week which my friend just took that entry, there is where this pair I had put it onto a bias section. That means I'm not looking for anything on this. So that's you can see the real example of candle science and how these things work. Any question about that?
That was fascinating, quite frankly. It was, I mean, at the end of the day, like I just said,
Yep,
he said, fair value gap can equally be used for manipulation. And that is what you have just shown here now, on the other
correct.
way to think about it. That the fair value gap was used as a manipulation. And you
Correct.
made a statement that we don't like to trade reverse. I want to trade continuation. I think
Yes,
I'll keep that. You may come and explain further. Maybe not now, but maybe later. Why? Of course, I understand that to, when you're looking for a confirmation, I don't want to go ahead of myself, but I
yep,
think that is why the advice is usually instead of using the 4 hours for a weekly, you use 1 hour, which will be a
correct.
sharp tone and a confirmation. About a sharp tone, fair value gap, and a confirmation instead of using the 4 hours. But anyway, I said I don't want to go ahead of myself. I'm loving this. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, correct.
So,
So, yeah, I guess that
Kayode,
great. That's great. So I guess that there are two types of entries, right? We have sharp turn entry, but also we have sharp turn plus confirmation, right? So we have time frame alignments onto that. And I guess the best way, if you look onto our Discord section where I call the knowledge base, you get to see how this time frame alignment works. So you just choose your poison. This is my poison. I just to help you guys understand and how I take these entries. My poison was just a sharp turn. I just need a sharp turn. I don't need a confirmation. That's it. And
oh, you like the sharp tone. You don't like sharp tone and the confirmation. You like the sharp tone, right?
yeah, I like the sharp turn.
Okay. Kayode,
I'm flowing right outside.
Okay, great. And just I want to show you something. Okay, we have this like here. So we have something called time frame alignment, sharp turn. So you can tell that the my friend just had a narrative or a gap on weekly, and the entry was taken on 4 hour time frame. But there is other type of entry which is called sharp turn plus confirmation. Sharp turn plus confirmation means that you have your narrative on weekly and your entry is on time on 1 hour. That means you need two gaps for you to take an entry. That's a confirmation entries. But every entry has its pros and cons. That's the beauty of this. Everything is nice until you know it's bad. So yeah, so I just weighted the pros and cons for sharp turn and also sharp turn plus confirmation. I chose this one. That's my poison. That's it. And let's continue, I guess. So arguably for GBP USD, it's quite nice to me. I would tell. On monthly, we just delivered off of we just delivered onto our PLA, to which I would stay away until I see our current month taking off this gap. And taking off this gap, taking off this high actually, taking off this high means that we create a disrespect candle, meaning that disrespect candle, if you see just this candle going high, that means within, if you go down time frame, you see we have a lot of fair value gaps just holding. Here's an example. Let's take this candle starting from there to there, and if you go on to 4 hour, you get to see we have these fair value gaps holding. Like we have that fair value gap, we had that fair value gap holding, we had that fair value gap holding, we had this fair value area holding price to continue high, we had that breakaway gap, we had that fair value gap which hold price to continue high but didn't create another fair value gap. That means it didn't follow through. And if something doesn't follow through, that means it's reversing. So that's what's happened right here. And currently you can tell we are in consolidation. So if you see just an expansion candle off of higher time frame, that means if you go down time frame, you will see order flow legs being created. Order flow legs is just in simple terms an order flow leg. is just a swing high, as it's just swing points, the distance between swing points having a fair value gap in between. For example, this is an order flow leg, meaning that we have this swing low and we have this swing high. So this area from there to here, this is our order flow leg, something like that. That's our order flow leg. And so does this one. You can tell we had a fair value gap right there, we had a gap right there, and arguably this would have started, I would say this fair value gap is this order flow leg is quite low, but we had a gap right here. This is an order flow leg from here to here. So we have several fair value gaps within that order flow leg. So that's it. There is much about, but I tend not to touch, as you can tell from the from the Discord server's description. Less is more, right? So I don't touch those. Just know that there are, if you see an expansion candle, higher time frame, if you go down time frame, you see fair value gaps holding price to continue onto that direction. And that's it. And what do I want to see? I want to see this monthly high like here, ignore this previous, like here, being disrespected by creating fair value gaps going high. That means around here we should see a fair value gap. That is where we see this is as a fair value area. Then that fair value area should hold price to continue high. That is where we take our entries. Else we just sit tight and see the price how it moves. And that's it on DX on GBP USD. Currently, I won't even look at it, and I will ignore that, and I'll just leave it as unbiased. So if we go on
I have
to,
one question.
yes,
I have one question.
yep,
So, what do you do? Do you just leave it for the whole week, or you come back after some news item? Say there is a GB news on Tuesday.
yep.
So, are you going to come back and look at it on Tuesday after the news to see what it's doing, or you just leave it for the whole week?
That's a good question. So I'll come back onto GBP USD when this alert gets triggered. If it doesn't the whole week,
Oh,
then
okay, on alert
no
on it.
need.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, no,
Okay,
no
thank you.
need.
Yeah,
No
thank
need
you.
to
I
get
missed
back
that.
on this. No problem.
I missed that.
So yeah, so if that doesn't get triggered, then there's no need of looking onto that because still it's unbiased 50-50. Let's go into Audi JPY. This is Audi USD. So Audi USD is same. It's correlated with Euro USD. That means we are bullish. So let's see how it plays out. Wow, this is quite nice. So current month, if you look closely, let me move that gap. We start with the previous month so as we can understand our current month where we are heading. So if you look closely, our previous month, what type of candle of that? What type of candle is that? That's a beautiful respect candle. What are we respecting? We are respecting the swing low right there. So if we have a respect candle, that means we are reversing. So if we are reversing, what's our nearest target? Remember, we only target PDLAs. What are PDLAs? Fair value gaps, swing highs, swing lows, previous candles highs and lows. So what's our nearest target? If you look closely, our nearest target is like here. That's gap right there. And that's our target. So on this month, actually starting of this month, I was looking for that target, honestly. And we can tell currently we have 19 days. What happened? We leached off of that previous candle's high, and we just respected that. Now we are creating sharp turns. As I said, if you see these weeks, that means we have fair value gap into a PDLA and fair value gap out of PDLA. This is an entry, remember. If we don't take those entries, other people take those entries. What do I mean? This entry, a sharp turn is just an entry, but we don't want to take entries in the middle of nowhere. It's just like buying candy in the middle of nowhere. That might be a poison. You might die. So we don't want to do that. We need more confirmation. So To me, I guess, I had been watching Audi USD, but I didn't find entries at all. So currently, you can see that we are respecting this. But if you look closely, we had tapped
Has it
this gap. Yes.
has it tapped?
Yeah. If you go down time frame, let's say monthly, week, daily, you can see we didn't get tagged onto that bit, but we had got tagged off of this month's
Okay.
high.
Okay.
And as I said, on this, I had done every day, every week. Last week, I was anticipating price to retrace back onto this gap and continue high. You can tell from these lines, right? But
Okay.
what did price do? Price went down. This just ignored this gap to
This
which I anticipated.
disrespect.
Yeah, and went down. I was like, hell no. Go where you're going. I'm not going with you.
That was interesting.
Yeah. So I'll
But
get
you also advise that we should be careful when you are taking this sharp turn that is coming from, well, would this be in the middle of nowhere, or there was actually a PDRA, which is what you were, what you was respecting, but it
oh,
wasn't closed though.
yeah, great. So here's the thing. So as I said, price tend to create if we are we our strategy works only on trending markets, right? So if you are going high, price tend to move this way, right?
Yeah.
So we tend to take entries when price hasn't reached that PDLA, that swing highlight there. So from
Okay.
here to here, there is where we tend to look for our entries. But when price
Okay.
has delivered like there are two things. One, price might reverse. Second, price might continue. But if price is reversing off of that, we just need to see more confirmation. What do we need to see? We need to see a sharp turn like there. Why? Because this
Okay.
also people take entries on reversals, right? And target the opposite PDLA. But if we were to look onto continuation, we just need to see this swing high get disrespected down time frame by creating disrespected candles and leaving fair value gap to which price might retrace back and continue high. And there is where we take our entries. Easy peasy.
Okay.
Kado, any question, man? Seems you
Guy,
took.
you were disconnected. You need to
Sorry,
ask.
my I went off. My network was not stable. So
Okay. You have any
Uh,
question? There was something interesting that he was just talking about.
yeah,
AUD, USD.
I didn't see that because my
Yeah.
I was off.
So, Eric, it was
yeah,
just 5 minutes. You know this AUD. Can you go through that again and then
yeah,
show what you were expecting and what happened?
yeah, no problem. I'll do that. Why not? Okay, great. So we are looking onto AUD, GBP, USD. We didn't find anything, so it's unbiased. So we go down AUD, right? So if we look onto AUD, currently we have this candle, right? This is our current month, right? Which is quite nice and quite okay. But for us to understand or anticipate the next candle, we need to look its previous candle's close, right? And what type of previous candle is. If you can tell that for what we had talked about, this is a respect candle. Why? Because we have long wick and at least small body. It's not that small, but as long as we have this long wick, that's it. That's enough. But what are we respecting actually? If you look closely, we have this swing low right here, and that's what we are respecting. If you look closely, right here, we are not respecting that. Since for us, we only look onto three PDLAs: fair value gap, swing highs, swing lows, and fair value areas, plus also previous high and previous candles low. Those relay on swing points. So if we were to continue, if we would say this candle respected uh, this candle, that wouldn't be right because the swing point is like here. So for that, we need that long wick right there, but that didn't happen. So we just say this candle respected this swing low right there. So if we are respecting something, that means we are reversing. So if we are reversing, that means we are creating sharp time. And what's a sharp turn? A sharp turn is a fair value gap into a PDLA, that's and a fair value gap out of PDLA. Let's see this in action. So we are respecting this swing low. If we go down time frame, let's say 4 hour minute, you see gaps into PDLA, which is this swing low, and out of PDLA. So let's go into 4 hour. And if you look onto 4 hour, we are doing that. What are we seeing? We are seeing this gap into this PDLA swing low, and we are seeing this gap out of PDLA, this swing low, right? But also, as I said,
1 minute, Eric.
yes,
If we so we can see the first gap low into the PDRA.
yep,
So that's all that matters. So the other what you'll be looking out for, because there are still some other uh, bearish fair value gap inside. So we
yep,
don't bother about that. We just wait for the the fair value that will bring us out. Because if we look closely now, there are,
yes,
at least I can see on the
yep,
8th. Yes, that one,
yeah,
that one supposed to be going up. So because remember, at the end of the day, when
yep,
you are following the market when it is happening, so
yes,
we just have to swallow that and say that, well, at that point it didn't work out, so we're going to just wait, because the expectation is that we are going to go out of it. Anyway, go on. Thank you. I
great.
just
That's
wanted to be sure.
that. Okay, no problem. That's a great question, though. So here the thing. So if if my strategy was depending on reversals, this would have been my entry. Let me show you if, and I know that in hindsight everything is very clear. And if you are into market, there's this called emotions kicked in. Should I take this? How will this happen? Should I risk more? And that's where the difference comes between the professionals and amateurs, right? So let me just show you if we were trading reversals, right? Let me just use a Libre tool. Oh, sorry, let me close that. And I'll show you something interesting. Libre tool, select bar, let's say like here, right?
Yeah,
So price has just went into our PDLA, right?
yeah,
And we are waiting for our entry, and we just played the bar. Yep, pop.
yeah,
As soon as I see this gap out, because this is
yeah.
a sharp turn, this is a sharp turn, this is a sharp turn. No asking questions. I take my entry.
Okay,
Take that entry right there. Take my stop loss onto the swing low. My swing low? Not this one. We have this swing low
okay.
right here. If okay, what did I do? Let me just use this tool right here. So take
Okay.
my entry right there. I
Yeah,
won't keep onto that swing low. We have this swing low. There's something called intermediate highs, intermediate lows, short-term highs, short-term low. But here the thing, this is a okay, this is a swing low, but also we have another swing low right here, right? Here's the thing to understand. This swing low will be protected as long as we have this swing low and a fair value gap. So the other question is, where have you put your stop loss right here and not on this swing low? First answer is, if we were to continue high, then this fair value gap would hold price. That means price would retrace back and continue high. So that's where we put our swing low, our stop loss right there. That's it. That's the first answer. The second answer is we are lowering our risk to reward ratio. That means if we were to put it, let's say that right there, and our risk to reward is 1 to 2, 1 to 2 right there. And if I just change that to right here, that means what risk to reward changes. I need more to cover more, because right now is 1.8. I need to cover more to get 1 to 2 right there. And this is a probability game. You never know.
yeah.
Price might go high and take that and continue low, and you'll be like, okay, I'm out, I'm dead. That's it. So that's why we just cover the nearest swing low. That's it. So I take my entry right there, and I will let price to play out. Let's say I step aside, price tap that, and boom, I'm out. I'll be like, okay, I'm out. But there's this thing called two candle rejection. Two candle rejection gives you second chance to enter into the market. How does two candle rejection happens? A two candle rejection is just something like this. Uh, just picture. Okay, let me just show. I guess we find it somewhere. I know I will find it somewhere. Okay, I just found it right here. So we have this favor gap right here, right?
Yep.
And having a favor gap, that means we are continuing low and this will be our target, right? So this will be our narrative and this will be our target, and the area around like here, this is called our context area. What's a context area? A context area is the area where we look for our entries. That's beautiful. So this is for our time frame, right? I guess I don't know. I'll use a lip ray tool right here. So we have that gap right there, and we just need to see price get tagged. This FEG get tagged and price to continue low. That's what we need to see. So if I go onto 15 time frame, and I'm not just clicking any time frame actually. This I'm using something called time frame alignment. I guess I had shown you, and it's like
Yep.
here. It says
Yep.
that if you have a narrative on 4 hour, go on to 15 minutes and take your entry. This is a narrative section. This is an entry section. So, and remember, we are using sharp turn. So this is how I align timeframes. And I'll go down time frame, that's 15 minutes, and look for my entry. Wait for my entry to show up. Let's spread the bars. Bam. FEG got tagged. We have our gap right here. We just need to see a gap out of this narrative. And play that. Come on. And we don't see a gap yet. Come on, show me something. Okay. If we just see a gap out, I take my
That's the
entry.
gap.
Argue with this is not a gap actually to take an entry. You can tell that.
Okay.
We just say that, okay, this is a gap, man. I take an entry off of that. Yeah, here's the gap. But just using common sense, a sharp turn is something like this. That this price, if you go higher time frame, creates a wick. Nope. So there is no need of taking that entry. And the other thing is, if you take your entry right here and cover the latest swing low, will it give you 1 to 2? Like,
No.
first of all, this is not a sharp turn. This is a messy price. We landed onto consolidation and boom, right? So we just ignore that. I guess this wasn't a perfect sharp turn. But if you look onto right here, no need to take that. If you look onto right here, two candle rejection means that first candle taps the PDLA, right? If that first candle doesn't get rejected off of that PDLA to continue low, then the second candle should take the previous candle's high to continue low. That means the second candle should be a respect candle, meaning that should create a weak high to continue low.
Okay.
Why does that need to happen? First is this candle mitigated this favor gap. That means this favor gap is no more because it has already been tagged, right? No need to use it. So what do we need to use? We have 3 PDLAs: swing points, favor areas, and favor gap. Favor gap got eliminated. Now we have swing points. Swing points is just previous candles high or previous candles low, higher time frame. So if you go down time frame, this is a swing point. So we just need next candle to take that high right there to continue low. What happened? This got invalidated. Then we swept that and we continue low. Let's pray and see. Remember, this is our target, and that's what price
Yeah.
had done. Easy peasy. And that's called two candle rejection. If you look onto our Discord and go onto knowledge base, it's like here, two candle rejection. So
Yeah.
so far we have just utilized favorable gaps, candle science, two candle rejection. What else do you need? I don't know.
Friday.
God, are you still there?
It's quite interesting.
That's crazy.
I've been running away from this two candle rejection matter, but it's just coming the whole PDF in less than 10 minutes. And it's really, yeah, you have not answered this question though.
Yeah, I'm
To
just
why
answering
you
right now. Yeah, like
okay,
here, yeah,
go.
just showing that. So let me just guess use a libre tool. Let's just use it. Why not? So I just took my entry right there, and I'm confident that that's will be that will hit my TP. Price plays out, and boom, I'm out. On my end, as a trader, I'll be like, okay, this is out. I'll wait for two candle rejections. What's two candle rejection? As I said, if you see candles, let's say that's the first candle, and this is okay, that's the second candle, right? If you see candles high, if you go down time frame, that's a swing point. Any candles, let's say this, you see this candles high. If you go down time frame right here, that's a swing point. Do you need that to be seen? Yeah, I can show that. Let's just take an example of this candle right here. Okay, let's just take an example. Let's take example of these two candles right here. So I'll just label them like that. And let's go down time frame. Let's say 15 minutes. If you go 15 minutes and go into that place, you can tell we have that swing highlight there, another swing highlight there. And these are swing points. So let's just mark that one right there and mark this one. So let's go into 15 minutes. You can tell one is there. So let's mark this one and see where it is. And let's just say display those details below from this time frame to below. If you go into that time frame, say chart, it's like here. Those lines are like there. You can tell this is the previous candle's high, this is the previous candle's low, high also. So these two candles looks like swing points on lower time frame. So that's why I just combine swing points plus previous candle's high and low as a single thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you see on our 4-hour time frame, from the question you have asked, you can tell that this swing point like here got swept, but also this swing point got swept. And this is what we call two candle rejection on lower time frame. So if you go up time frame, you see this as two candles, right? Or we see this as a one candle, or maybe just this as another candle. So the first candle high low and the second candle's low. The next candle's low just swept this candle's low, and that means we will continue high. So that's called a two candle rejection. So I will wait also, and the beauty is I wait for another sharp turn off of this swing highs rejection. So we have that gap. I will wait for another gap as long as we have taken that swing low, and just play two. Nothing. And show something. Next candle. Bam. We have a gap right here. So I take my entry like there and covering the nearest swing like there and covering the nearest swing, which is like around here. This one, this candle like there. And 1 to 2 as always. 1 to 2, especially along this swing. You need here the thing. The difference between an experienced person and a beginner. A beginner will make sure that he takes fully 1 to 2, right? But if you have that trading knowledge, you know that these swing points tend to make the market react, tend to show some reversals or continuation, right? So as soon as price just hit that, you just pick your poison. You might put price on break even, or you might take your 70% and let the rest run. Just is still be creative. On my end, I tend not to stick on to one thing. Sometimes I tend just to close off of that swing high. Sometimes I just tend to leave the market just to go. Why? Because I might see the candle just disrespected that, creating a fair value gap. That means we hold and continue high. Then I just leave the price. So if we play that and see how the market will react off of that, have you reached? Not yet.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it touched it.
Yep.
It has.
Now,
Yeah.
yes. Here's the thing. Once you see a top and you see the market isn't moving, right? You see the market isn't moving. That means we are consolidating, right? Two things might happen: a breakout up, a breakout down. So play it safe. You just need to be creative with this. There is no any strategy regarding on my end. Actually, I just be creative. Depends with the day. Yeah, it's up
I
to you
don't.
to be. It's about to you to be creative. So, Kare, any question, anything?
No question. I'm here. No question.
Ah, okay, great. So you just need to be creative with that. But for me, I would say currently the first step, just I would have moved my stop loss right on this swing low right there. I tend to play with my stop loss depending on price actions day. For example, if you look closely, this is out USD and USD, and you look onto time, this is around 9 a.m. If you look closely down here, time frame on the red section, on the black section, it's 9 a.m. right there, right? So if it's 9 a.m. and tomorrow we have news, I would just either do two things. It depends with the day and the news actually. If the news is red fodder, honestly, I would leave price to go because news folders tend to have a lot of volatility. That means price might just go off of that and continue low, or it might continue low and go high. Else, to me, I just find it clearly that the market doesn't reach the target during the news days if it's near the target area. But also remember, if I do that, I just move my stop loss to the nearest swing point, especially we have that swing point, then I will move my stop loss light here and just leave the price praise out. And if we can tell, come on, move. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a market. It's eh, this is 4 hours, mind you. We
Yeah.
have gone into several days now, so this is a swing trade. So I'm not quite sure how much of all of that
Yep.
for. I, will- I,
Sorry to take us back.
Yep.
Let's go back to the ST, the in and out ST.
Light here.
Yeah. Now, if you look at the in ST,
Yep.
it's quite high from
Yes.
the PDRA.
Correct.
The left one, the
You
sell
mean
trend.
this?
no, no, no. The first one.
The first
Are
The
one.
you
first.
this one, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is quite further from the PDRA. So taking a lower ST, out ST for the buy, it's really low probability.
You mean this, right?
Yes, yeah, that should actually be a low probability because if the the range of the in ST and the out ST is the wide is too wide. So definitely we should expect maybe a higher ST
Yes.
for better probability. Instead of taking that first entry, I would have waited for, because
Yeah,
if I, there's consolidation there.
Yeah, correct, correct. So the whole point of just showing you this ST is the whole point was to introduce you guys to two candle rejection.
Okay.
Remember, and remember on our end we utilize calendar, right? Forex Forex Factory, and you can tell these days there weren't a lot of news, or we weren't having news, or we were having normal news, not high impact news. That's why the market didn't move. See, then for us, we would have been out of that. We tend to take entries during the high impact news, right? And you can tell it happened the two candle rejection, and we had our ST off of two candle rejection, and we continued the high, and that's the sweetest of it. But there's other things. We had our fair value area right here, overlapping with our fair value gap, meaning that
mm,
this fair value meaning that this fair value area which overlaps with fair value gap means that this swing high got disrespected by this candle. If a swing high gets disrespected by a candle and leaving a fair value gap, that means this is the high probability one. Why? Because price might move and doesn't got rejected off of this fair value gap. Then price will definitely get rejected off of this fair value area to continue high, and that's the most high probability entry you would have taken.
you made my day. That's what I wanted to hear. That is what I'm looking forward to. That is the poison. I love that language. The poison the brokers. They will
Yeah.
cook and they will vomit all the money. I like
Yes,
that.
sir. Yeah, that's crazy. That's great. So for Kadoe Sinelo, just to take this, remember this was yeah, I don't remember closely, but I don't trade reversals. That's why I didn't take this into consideration. But that's a great input, and I always take into consideration, especially days of the news, because days of the news, you can tell this day we had news, beautiful news, and also these days we had news all this week. And I guess this week we didn't have a lot of news, and that's why we do something called filtering process. That means this week we didn't have Audi news. That's why price didn't move much. And that wouldn't have been on my playlist or checklist. And that's it. That's why we had filtered some called card. You can take card and JPY. We don't have their news or orange or red folders news. Then that's how
Can
low
I
probability.
can I just ask you one favor?
Yeah,
As you are starting now, can you, when you do your filtering, I know that we have you do this for us now today,
yeah,
but every week you may not have the time because it takes a long time.
yeah,
When you
correct.
do your filter, are you able to drop this for us to say you filtered so that we don't bother? You know, it will be a learning process for us. You just drop what you filtered and what we can put an eye to. Of course, you know, these are suggestions. Of course, we
Yeah, that's
don't.
great. Because yeah, it's taking long, but also to
Yeah,
me, I had created that I would show you DXY, I would show you Euro, GBP, Audi, and New Zealand dollar. That's it. So you guys could do some on two. I'll leave this as bars. So you guys could
okay,
have a discussion on USD Chef,
okay,
USD JPY, USD CAD. Why? Because
okay,
these are positively correlated to DXY.
okay.
So I've eased the process on DXY, and you guys need to do onto this. If you get them and we have that discussion back and forth, I guess
Mm,
that will be great. And just these others, I'll just do it on my own
yeah,
to help you guys and put the checklist onto the Discord. So I just
yeah.
need you guys to take into consideration on USD Chef, USD JPY, and USD CAD.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, can I finish the New Zealand dollar right there?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so let me get rid of those. Beautiful. So I'll be doing it quick. I won't talk actually. You just you talk on your end like okay, this is this, this is this. I'll just do for New Zealand without talking. Actually, I guess I'm trying to build to see the market the way I'm seeing. So I'm trying to build that into your mind. So I'll just do.
Oh, sorry.
Did we all have the same mind as I was doing this? That's done. To me, that's done. This is the highest probability, and I'll be looking for longs the next week.
Were you expecting us to talk, Eric?
No, I just wanted you to see how I'm doing it, and your mind just says, okay, we have that fair value gap. Okay, this guy has noted that two candle rejection. Okay, we have this fair value gap also. We have our fair value area. Okay, price on
So he
monthly.
said he wasn't going to talk.
Okay, I
Yeah,
thought we were to talk. Okay, that's fine. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
yeah. I just wanted you to just
Just
see
carry
and
on. Thank
just
you.
say, okay, yeah. Okay. Any question about that?
That is brilliant. No question from my side.
This was brilliant. It was really a poison. I mean, I know you because you've been doing this over time. It was very easy for you to see, and I'm so happy that you are just making this look. But look, I know Kayode, this is what he likes. I'm
Yep.
new to this. I must be honest with you. I'm very new to this type way of doing things.
Yep.
Kayode is used to this. I'm not used to it, and I will tell you why. And
Yep.
Kayode will not be happy for me to say this because when I'm doing this, I rely on indicators. Maybe because of my sight or something. I don't know. But I rely
Okay.
on indicators. But Kayode quickly will see all of this. And I can tell you now that he's just smiling. Even though I'm not seeing him now, he's
Yeah,
just smiling now. And he will be loving this, believe me.
that's great.
So
That's great.
yes, he will be loving this. I'm talking for him because he will be laughing at me now. I know he will be laughing because I rely on indicators a lot. But look, Eric,
Yep.
you are really God sent. I must tell you.
Thank you.
I'm
That's
telling you,
crazy. That's great.
you
Thank
are,
you so
you
much.
are really, 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 really God sent. I'm telling you. It's not, I mean, you didn't just do this overnight. From what you put there out there on the Discord channel, I saw it and I told Kayode, I'm sure he was shocked where we are because he never believed I would get to you. But I
Yeah,
told him
correct.
I would try, and here we are. So I'm really, really, really grateful. I'm happy. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Go, please. I am loving this.
No, no. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. So,
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Um, I don't know we have taken much of your time, but probably will allow you to go, except you still want to be with us. Otherwise,
yep.
I would say you have done more than an hour with us, and then if possibly all those explanation you did on the private chat with somebody, if you can put it on the group chat that
Yeah,
you
sure. I will
chat
do.
so that we can learn from there too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay, great. No mention. So I guess you have already have the setup for the week, right? New Zealand USD. This is how
No,
you
that
should
one,
play.
I'm telling you, it is just, believe me, when it is going to come. Because what I'm saying is that the way you've done it now, yes, it may not be exactly like this, but the idea is there. And I'm
Yeah,
telling you, Kayode is loving this. I
yeah.
don't because I'm used to indicator, you have to come, but Kayode already can see this. He can smell it. I can tell you that.
That's
He can
great.
see it.
That's great. That's great. So I guess you guys need to do on USD Chef and
Okay.
USD JPY and USD CAD. Why? This will be
Okay.
easy for you guys because these are positively correlated with DXY. And I
Okay.
hope to see something in Discord because if you guys do analysis on this and just post those on Discord, I will be able to help you out, and also you
Okay.
guys will encourage me to help you out more. You know what I'm
No, no,
saying?
no. We will
Yeah,
try.
yeah,
We will
that's
try.
crazy.
We
Okay,
will
that's
try.
it, I guess, on my end, and have a nice day to you guys on
Yeah,
your ends.
please, we want the recording so that we can also spend some time to look at not all specific area that we think, particularly this bit, this last bit.
Yep,
Everything else from the beginning, yeah, they were brilliant, and I'm really, really grateful. Really, thank you
no
very much,
problem.
Eric.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
I'll share the
Great.
video. Chat.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Have a
Okay, no
wonderful
problem.
evening.
Same to
Take
you
care.
guys. Have a day.
Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you
Bye.
too. Thank
Bye bye.
Bye.